Well, it says we're live. Hello, everyone. Good day, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you might be watching this, either live or during a replay. Starting a little bit early, give people a little bit of time to get connected to so we can build hopefully an audience here. Nonetheless, we'll get started pretty quickly, but what you should see down at the bottom on the screen is a link if you want to join and be a guest of mine on this live. I would love for you to join. It's really easy. You just put in that link and then you'll be connected as a guest, kind of like Zoom. We'll bring you on to the screen. You'll be in the quote unquote the green room when you click on that, when you type in that link. So I'd love for you to come on, be a part of the conversation live, ask questions, that type of thing. So we're going to talk about Convertkit, which has traditionally been a email marketing software provider, cloud platform. Of course, all those type of things are cloud-based these days, but they're expanding into e-commerce, or basically they're adding the ability for you to be able to sell digital products, and then sooner rather than later, the ability to sell subscriptions, or think of it as recurring payment. So there's a lot of different reasons for that. So I'm going to be monitoring over here on my right. It'll look like your left, but on my right, I'll be monitoring the comments as people join. So please join, and we'll get started. So while we, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm using a really old iPad. It's an iPad 2. So it's kind of old technology, and it looks like it's not going to actually work. So I'm going to use my phone instead. And so I'm hoping that the lighting is better on this. I'm improving my audio, or my audio should be much improved, but the video quality, because the lighting is maybe not as good as it could be. So hang in there with me. I hope the quality, as far as I can tell, video quality on my end looks good. I went live the other day and it looked good on my end, but the video was really bad on the other end, and that can either be because of my lighting or maybe because of my internet connection, although I have a pretty high-speed connection. So hopefully we'll be good there. So we're still 4 minutes away from officially starting. I won't wait actual 4 more minutes to get started. But again, if you want to be a guest, use that link. One of the other things I would mention, and I'm going to pull it up while we're kind of waiting, is that if you're interested at all in being able to use Convertkit to do e-commerce, to be able to sell digital products, to be able to sell a service, to be able to sell some type of a subscription or membership, then the first thing you need is a Convertkit account. So you see a couple of different links scrolling down at the bottom. These are some of my favorite tools. Every one of these have a free plan, so I'm not selling you anything. If you do happen to sign up for these free services, there's always a paid version of it, and in many cases I've moved on past the free account and to a paid account of one level or another. But I do get some credit if you ever decide to go to a paid account. So I don't want to lead you astray there, or I want to be transparent, but at no extra cost to you. So it helps me in a small way be able to do these kind of things, to be able to take the time out to be able to go live. If you sign up and you take one of the paid plans, I get a little bit of that. So Convertkit is the first one there in the list that you'll see. So it's just strammel.info/Convertkit. So without further ado, I guess we'll get started. Again, let me mention, if you want to be a guest, go to strammel.info/SYG, which stands for StreamYard Guest. I'll mention that a little bit more. And this is obviously only relevant during the live. So if you're on live or if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know whether you're watching live or replay. So if it'd be really nice if you would tell me what city, state you're watching this from, and via hashtag, and then a hashtag either live or a hashtag replay. So that way I can it'll be easier when I go back and look at the comments, which I always do. I go back and look at all the comments and try to interact either in real time. Well, I interact less in real time because I'm busy actually talking. As far as typing into the comments, I will obviously interact verbally as I see the comments, but I will go back and after the live is over, and I'll be responding to questions and just making general comments and making sure that you know that I see that you've been here. So that's great. I do appreciate all of those of you that are watching this either live or in the replay. It's my hope that I'll be able to share something that you'll be able to use in your business, whatever that is. So I have been talking to I'm a certified life coach, among the other things that I do, an ULA certified life coach. So my hat is ULA. And so I've, in many instances, been streaming to a Facebook group that I have that's kind of dedicated to these certified ULA life coaches to handle or to address technology issues primarily. And that's probably what I'm known for amongst those. But I've got 25 years of working with Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies implementing software to transform their business. So I've got certainly the technical skills, but the business consulting, operations / marketing expertise as well. So I love to talk about that just as much as I do the technology. So we'll talk about Convertkit Commerce, as they're calling it. Talk about it obviously from a technical perspective, but also talk about it some from a practical application, how you would use this in your business. And I'll start off by saying one of the things that I've done to be able to kind of demonstrate this, and I'm by the way a beta tester of the Convertkit Commerce. It's not broadly available yet, but when it is broadly available, it actually will be available whether you have a Convertkit free account or whether you have one of their paid accounts. So that's one of the things I love about Convertkit. Their free tier, if you want to call that, is got a lot of capabilities. This is one of the tools that I've moved beyond the free version and have the first tiered plan because I wanted to be able to do automations and sequences, and we'll talk about that another day, another time. Already talked about it some in other videos, so you could probably go and find some of those. But let's talk about Convertkit Commerce. So I already have one of my Chrome tabs ready and available for me to share. So I'm going to pull that up for a moment. And so what you see here and you don't see me anymore, but that's fine. What you see here is the screen for what's called products. So this is the first screen that you might see for Convertkit with regards to your subscribers, your automations, your landing pages, your broadcast, and we're going to talk about very specifically products. So if you were going to create one completely from scratch, you would go to new product. I'm not going to go to new product right now because I've already created one. But if we go into this, and then now I can actually go to edit, and I'll show you the product that I've created. Now, the product I've created isn't an actual live product, if you will. They use the term product. Of course, it's not a physical product. In this case, it's a service. But in order to beta test this, I have created basically a consulting product where I'm offering 3 hours of consulting for $30. So that's $10 an hour, which is crazy unheard of. Don't want to brag, but with 21 years of experience, I'm charging upwards of $250 an hour all day when I'm not doing other things. So but what I wanted to do is make it hopefully attractive enough that people would actually sign up without a lot of difficulty, so that we could test this out. So what we've got here, again, this is the product. So it shows up at the top, the amount. So it's $30. Then you've got kind of a big heading, which is the 30 or 3, not 30. That would be awesome. But 3 hours of consulting. It is a limited time offer. I'm not going to be offering this for very long. Also in the email or in one of the announcements, I think I'm expecting that I can support maybe 20 to 30 folks at a time doing this. So you'll get 3 one-on-one 1-hour sessions to discuss technology, business operations, business development, really anything, marketing, ideas on how to grow your business. And one of the details around this is, in order to be able to do this as well as take care of all the other things that I do, is that's 1 hour a month, and it needs to be in a minimum of a 30-hour or 3-hour. I keep saying 30. I'm thinking the $30 at a minimum, a 30-minute session. I really prefer that we do 1 hour at a time, but I would entertain two 30-minute sessions in a month. Of course, the problem with that's going to be, either you or me finding that much, or that 2 times in a month. So you're going to pay for it all up in advance. So, we'll do our best to get that scheduled. So this is your description in essence. And then this is the button that whoever was using this would click on to get it. So that's the product. Then you have the next screen as a checkout screen. So over here on the right, you'll see all of the things where you can control what graphic is seen, what colors to use, the font to use, all those types of things. And so you've got, again, the order summary, what it is, the amount, where the person signing up for this would put in their email address, put in their name as it would be on the credit card, their credit card information, and then they would click on the button to pay. That's pretty straightforward. Then we would configure a confirmation page. This is the little screen they would see after they clicked pay. So it would show the amount paid, the date, the payment method, and just a blurb about kind of next steps or whatever you wanted to have there. And then finally is the receipt email. This is the email the person would receive in order to, confirming their order, if you will. Now, technically speaking, I don't think that these people have to actually be subscribers. So this honestly should probably be, should have an alternate where it would be generic. So it's going to say hi and then subscriber name if this person's already in my email subscription list. But I can post the link, which I'll show you next, anywhere I want, in a email message, in a text message, Facebook post, Instagram story, Instagram post, Twitter, email, text. Probably going to start repeating myself. So any of those kind of things. So this is the email they would get. Now the download option, if you're actually selling a digital product, let's think for a moment what that might be. Maybe it's a PDF, Acrobat PDF file, that's appropriate in the context of whatever your business is. For coaches, maybe it's a 21-day challenge of some sort that you've written, or maybe you're a real estate agent and maybe it's a PDF on how do I best prepare my home to be sold, staging and all the things that you would do. So the sky's the limit. The possibilities are endless with regards to the digital products. If you're a creator of some sort, a content creator, there are all kinds of templates for emails. There are templates for Photoshop, Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a video editing software, all those kind of things. So might be able to do that as well, or you would be able to do that as well, excuse me. So that is the final piece of that. And then you would go to publish. This is where you get to previously, when I'd created this from scratch, I determined what link I wanted it to be. And this is the link. If you click copy, now that's in your clipboard, and you can cut and paste that anywhere you want. You can actually get an embed code as well. Let's say you have a WordPress site, or maybe Wix or some of the other ones. You can go in here and you can cut and paste this, or cut this and then paste it into your website. WordPress is really easy. Some of the others are easy as well, for that matter. And that's what you would do there. And so as people go to that and sign up and buy your product, and they'll get that email confirming. And then again, depending on how you want to do it with the customer, you can have them click on a link to go to Calendly. I think that's how you pronounce it. Any number of calendar packages where they could go in and look at the time slots that are available, and schedule one of those, and then schedule that time. If it's a consulting kind of thing, or a coaching kind of thing, a mentoring type thing, any type of session that you're going to have, or if it's a digital product, in this case, then the email really just confirms that they've gotten the product, and then would make sure that I would obviously follow up with them and make sure that their download was successful and everything worked. So let's do one other thing. I'll show you the finished product. So if I copy and paste this, I'll close this now. I'm going to stay in the same window so that you can see. Now what you should see up on the screen is what a person would see if they were to go to that link, where it's going to say the $30 for 3 hours of consulting, limited time offer, everything that we saw when we were doing this, setting it up. Come back in here for a moment, and let's talk about how this offer that I have is going to work, just for a little bit more. And hopefully some people will jump on this, because again, I think it's a really high value for you. For those of you that maybe have not worked with me before, I'll help you maybe understand a few of the things that are possible. One of the things that I do quite a bit of is help people establish or improve their email marketing strategy. I think in 2020, and it was true before 2020, but all the more true, in 2020, you need an email list. You need one that's not just, I'm going to bring up Gmail and type, an email and then cut and paste this person's name, this person's name, this person's name, and hit send. Now that's workable, and I've done it in the past, but with an email marketing software program, there are next steps which are important. So if you take the approach that I was talking about, again, it's a viable approach. It's a free approach. It's not cheap or free in the sense of your time. So your time is still worth money. I hope you believe that, because it is. And so you want to save as much of that time as you can to do more what are called income producing opportunities, IPOs. So with an email marketing program, same thing. You still have to write what the content of the email needs to say, but where the beauty lies there is then you can send it out to the subscribers. But you have these things called tags, for example. So you can use certain tags and say, I want this email to go to everyone that's tagged with this particular tag, or these 3 tags, or these 3 tags except for minus this one. Not only that, you can then use automations to say, okay, I'm going to send out this email, and if they respond positively to maybe I've got a call to action, which is to say, hey, do you want to be a part of this 21-day challenge that I'm running? If they say yes, then you can have a 21-day sequence, what's called a sequence in email marketing. Most email marketing platforms have what they call a sequence. And when they sign up, then those 21 emails that go out every day are already in there. You've already put them in there, and they're just going to happen automatically. So here's where the beauty begins. Right now, I'm not having to every day, wake up maybe either at a particular time if I want them to go out every day at the same time, or maybe I don't, but then they're going out at crazy different times every day because you if you're not going to schedule it. So with the sequences, it can go out at a particular time every day. You can say Monday through Friday. You can say Monday through Sunday. In other words, you can pick just what are kind of considered business days and do it every day. Got a lot of options. And then not only that, you can do free offers, which I do all the time, which is to say in the email, have a link for them to get a PDF of some sort, maybe a different type of digital product, and then that can be automatically downloaded to them if they acknowledge that they want it. And so one of the ways that you build value and you build an audience is to obviously offer your community, your contacts, your audience, to offer them value. And so as you're offering value, I love Gary Vaynerchuk's approach to this. If you don't know who he is, I would look up Gary Vaynerchuk. He has a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And so the concept is that the jab, that's give, 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 and then ask. So that's another way of thinking about it. So give, 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 and then ask. We all have something to offer, something of value, and it's really just trying to build an audience and build confidence. It's not as though you're trying to trick someone into something. If you're providing real value and then you have something that's even more valuable than that, people obviously can choose to either participate in that with some type of a value price on it, or they can choose to pass up on it. But that's the concept, generally speaking, is to stay engaged with your audience via email. Email is not dead. I know many people say that it is. Many people have said that it is. I got on the bandwagon of doing Facebook Messenger bots, and I still think those are great, but Facebook changes their rules all the time. Excuse me. And that's one of the reasons you want to develop a email an email marketing program or a database of emails, because you'll own that forever until someone unsubscribes from your list. Whereas Facebook could go away tomorrow, or their rules could change to such a level that you don't want to be a part of it anymore. Or maybe they change it to such a level where you actually can't be a part of it anymore because maybe they start charging for certain things that were free. And that's exactly what happened with the messenger marketing. They say marketers ruin everything, and they do. They use it and overuse it and abuse it until it gets to the point where, with messenger marketing, for example, Facebook said, okay, we're going to have to actually start charging for this because you're using it so much, you're turning people off from the technology and they're getting spammed. So we don't want that. So again, if you're watching this as a replay, let me know where you are watching this from, and let me know that you're watching the replay. And then also let me know what kind of questions you might have about email marketing, how to use it, what to use. So I'm recommending Convertkit for the most part. So Convertkit is much like MailChimp. So if you know or have used MailChimp, then you know what an email marketing platform is. I've moved away from MailChimp and moved on to Convertkit for a number of reasons, which I'm not going to go into here, but I'd be more than happy to answer that in the comments if you're curious about why. But go to strammel.info/ConvertKit and go get a free account. It's totally free. You get up to 1,000 subscribers. You can send out unlimited broadcast messages. You can tag your users. What you can't do and what you need the paid account for. You can also do the e-commerce, obviously, the Convertkit Commerce. What you can't do and you need the paid plan for is these automations and sequences. And like I mentioned, I used ConvertKit for free for probably about 3 months, and then I realized, okay, I really want to be able to do the sequences and the automation. I want to be able to send out automated challenges and any number of other types of automations. So I went ahead and got the $29 plan. It's $29 a month. If you pay by the month, it's $25 a month if you pay by the year. So you can save a little bit of money if you pay by the year. What I would recommend is you go by the month for a couple of months. And if you're sold on what it can do, then I would switch to the annual plan. So one of the things you could do, even if you have the free account, if you with this offering that I'm offering, and I'm going to put the link up for that again just for a moment. If you want to go ahead and get the 3 hours of consulting with me for $30, I put in the comments dirt cheap, because it is dirt cheap. $10 an hour is an amazing value, and so I'm just going to be bold and say that. So there's no way I'm going to make any money doing this with regards to the value of my time, but I'm more than happy to do it because it's a way for me to give to my community in a sense here, and it's also a way for me to validate the Convertkit Commerce. So we can all win if we do that. So this live, I'm thinking we're probably gonna, how long have we been going? I'm trying to see here. It's not showing me, but 26 minutes. So we got a little bit longer to go here. I'll probably cut it at about 30, but let me know also how the quality is of this video. I'm using StreamYard, by the way. If you're not familiar with StreamYard, strammel.info/StreamYard. That's the technology that I'm using to be able to go live on Facebook. I can actually go live on Facebook. I can actually go live with a paid account on multiple destinations. With the free account, you can only go to one destination. I'm using the free account right now. I have a paid account as well, but I'm using the free account so people can kind of get a feel for what you can do with the free account. You'll notice up in the top right there, the logo from StreamYard. So that's one of the things that you have to put up with, if you will, or deal with if you have the free account, is StreamYard's logo being up there. You're not able to stream to multiple destinations at the same time, which I think is an amazing value. What I all the time do, many times stream to YouTube, Twitter / Periscope, Facebook, and Twitch. Now, with the professional plan, it used to be 6 destinations, now 8. So you can literally go to, imagine you could go to your regular profile, in other words, just your standard whoever you are on Facebook profile, as well as any number of pages, as well as any number of groups. That's all just within Facebook. You could literally consume 8 destinations just within Facebook, but let's just assume for a minute you have 3 destinations on Facebook that you want to go live with. So you'd need the professional plan to do that, but now you would still have 5 more. So you could go on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope / Twitter. If you got approved, you could go on LinkedIn, which I would highly recommend you do if you're in any kind of business. LinkedIn is obviously the social media for business. I'll just kind of say it that way. And there are other destinations you could actually go live on your website, or the best way to go live, or one of the best ways to go live on your website, is to schedule a live in advance and embed the live from either Facebook or from YouTube. And then when you actually go live, there'll be a window on your web page where you're live there as well. So just to round it out, since they're showing down at the bottom of the screen as well, I'll talk about briefly. We've already talked about ConvertKit, already talked about StreamYard. There's another one called Short.io. This is a URL shortener. It's a great tool. And then there's OneStream. OneStream is an amazing tool. Allows you to in essence, stream a pre-recorded video later. So in other words, let's say you record the video. Maybe you don't like the pressure of being live. Maybe you want to be able to edit the video some. Maybe you want to show it. Maybe you can only technically do the recording at noon. I'm just throwing that out there, but you don't want it to be seen at noon because that's not the best time of day for it to be seen. So OneStream is the tool for that. And with that, you have the ability to schedule your video to go live at whatever time you want. Now, one of the things that you need to be aware of is Facebook's terms of service suggest that if you're basically going to go live with a pre-recorded video, you need to disclose that either in the description or the title, or maybe in the first pinned comment, that this is a rebroadcast or a pre-recording, indicate somewhere or another that it's not actually live. Now, the other thing I like, and then I'm going to be done with OneStream, one of the other things I like about that is, again, maybe I don't want to go live at noon, but at 6 at night, not only is it I can't go live for various different reasons, but at 6 p.m. in my time zone, maybe that's the best time to go live, so I can schedule it for 6. And maybe although I couldn't be on video at that time, I can still be in front of my phone. And the great thing there is you can still interact with your audience actually physically live. So as comments come in, you can respond to those, you can interact, you can proactively put in comments, calls to action, all those kind of things. So if you want to know more about OneStream, if that intrigues you some, let me know in the comments and we can talk more about it. We can do another live about it. We could do a Zoom call about it. The one thing with Restream, I'll be frank about that. Yes, you can get a free account with that as well. But I very rapidly moved on to one of the paid plans for that because I think it's 5 minutes. In other words, I think your live can be scheduled for, in other words, the video that you schedule can only be for 5 minutes or less. One other thing, I want to go back very briefly to StreamYard. If you've not used StreamYard, but you want to be able to go live on these multiple platforms, or maybe you still only want to go live on one platform, StreamYard still makes that really, really easier in my mind than Facebook, unless you're doing it from your phone. But with StreamYard, you get 20 hours a month of streaming for free. So in other words, if that's almost an hour a day, not quite an hour a day, but most people don't literally go live every day. If you do go live every day for more than an hour, you're at that point where you would want to get at least the initial paid plan. And I think at that point you're going live enough that you're seeing the value in it one way or another, either building the audience the way you want, or you're monetized it or something. If you're going literally live every day for an hour or more, then I think the StreamYard first paid plan is what you need, so that you won't go over the 20-hour limit, or so that you can go over the 20-hour limit, and not have to worry about it. And then the other thing with StreamYard, if you paid plan, all kinds of things you can do that you couldn't do otherwise. Overlays, which I'm not going to go into, small little snippet pre-recorded videos that you can bring up and go live. So lots of features. One other thing with the Pro plan, which is that one where you can have up to 8 destinations go live simultaneously, is the you can record basically your lives, and they're available for 15 days. So up to 15 days you can download those videos and then you could repurpose them. There are ways to record that or to download it from Facebook, but it's much easier actually to just download it after you've gone live from StreamYard. And then the one other thing that they've added to the Pro plan is the ability to go live in high definition, which is called 1080p. So right now we're in just what's called high definition, 720p, but 1080p is what a lot of people are going to, just that much better quality. But I think 720p for most people is actually enough. So I would not upgrade to the Pro plan for that alone, as nice as it is, but I would be upgrading to the Pro plan because I wanted to go to more than 2 destinations at a time. One other thing that you might want to keep in mind with StreamYard, which makes it really valuable even for the free plan, is you can have up to 10 people on, so yourself plus 9 people in a conference call. And if you're using the free plan, you don't have to go live to do that. You just have to send them the link and then they join, and that does not count against your 20 hours. So, I mean, and the other thing, when you compare it to Zoom, the free plan with Zoom has gone back to 45 minutes, I believe, free for any one given conference. So if you exceed the 45, you got to basically send out another invite and continue your meeting. So if your virtual meeting is with 10 people or less, then you could use StreamYard to do that. And it's a great tool. So yeah, enough about that. So this live was originally about ConvertKit. So I'll close it out with that. If you want to get a free account on ConvertKit, then you can do that at strammel.info/ConvertKit. And if you want to take advantage of the 3 hours of consulting for $30, that link is strammel.com/products/3HC. I hope some of you will take me up on the offer and get me at a dirt cheap price. So this is not something I'll do that often, but again, I'll end it with this. If you were watching this live, please let me know with #live. If you're watching this as a replay, #replay. Either way, let me know where you're watching this from. Love to see where you're at and what part of the country you're from. Literally, what nation you may be from if you're not in the U.S. I'm in the U.S. in Texas, but wherever you're at in the world, let me know. So I think that's all we're going to cover in this live. I hope it was useful to you. This is new. Like I said, again, I've been mostly doing these on my coaching group, but I wanted to allow a broader audience to be able to have a little bit more information about how they could sell digital products. I will say one last thing about Convertkit Commerce that I did not mention at the beginning or when I was talking about it, which I think is amazing. There really is no extra cost. So, I mean, if you go with Samcart or Shopify or what's the Gumroad, and there's several others. They're all great tools, don't get me wrong. But with Convertkit Commerce, you're only paying the traditional single transaction fee and percentage that you would pay with any of those other services. And with any of those other services, they all have extra fees on top of that. It's kind of like the bank, or like at least kind of like banks used to be. You know, even what was supposedly a free account. Sometimes, you know, you had all these little fees, and all these little fees add up. So I would recommend, if you have a digital product that you want to sell, here's the thing that I think is the most exciting about this for my coaching audience. Honestly, for anyone that has some knowledge that they can share on a regular basis with a group of people, is the subscription option, which is coming, or the recurring payment option, which is coming. Let me go just briefly and show you. You thought I was gonna be done, didn't you? So I guess I'm gonna share one other thing. So let me actually switch this back. I'm gonna go back to the screen that I'm sharing. If I go to new, I just want you to see for a moment and go to new product. You'll see subscription coming soon, charge on a recurring basis. So I think this is really going to be cool to be able to basically, let's say you're a coach and you want to either have a 6-month or a 12-month, so semi-annual or annual option where people can get recurring coaching, recurring training, recurring mentoring, recurring whatever, have them use that. And then, everything's taken care of for you. Easy, easy for you, easy for your customer to use. So again, hope this was helpful. Hope everyone has an amazing day, an amazing evening, an amazing morning. Again, whenever you're watching this, stay safe and